Alright, 7 in the morning. I was on Google Hangouts with Ted Barras last night, and I haven't been online in that way in like years and years and years. And being on Ted Barras's Hangout really brought home exactly why I don't do that stuff. First off, there was a lot of cool people in the that showed up, the cammed up. And when I first hopped on, I'm like, oh sweet, I want to say hi to these folks. And I was able to say hi to Congasm and let him know there was one particular video he did a while back that I thought was outstanding, real creative. And then Ted's like, hey man, you gotta come visit me sometime. And I'm like, hey man, I've tried a couple times, but you stood me up. And like, you could see him kind of pause for a second, and that was pretty much the last time I was able to speak. Everybody else, like you could, like, I guess there's something where you highlight people and they have like speech, their preferred speech or something like that. Because some people are just like clearing their throat, or at one point in time, Congasm was having trouble with his mic, and he was like moving the mic around. He kept like popping up on the main screen as the person talking, even while Ted was talking. They were talking at the same time. But I was trying to pipe up, and nobody could hear me. And at one point in time, like, Congasm looked like he's spilling something across his laptop or on his lap or something like that, and he's moving around, his mic's going crazy. And suddenly you hear Ted say, "Earl, turn off your YouTube." You know, he didn't say like, "Hey Earl, do you have your YouTube on?" Which I didn't. And next thing I know, I'm muted. So first off, no one could hear me anyway, for some reason. And then I'm muted without even, like, you know, asking me what is, like, asking me if there's, you know, something up, you know, like, hey, do you have your the YouTube thing on? Even though not only do I know not to do that, but it actually said not to do that in the directions when you clicked on the link. So like, and also you could see Congasm shaking his mic and like having it make the noise, but like Ted's not paying attention. He's like really drunk. And then he muted Congasm, and then he just kept on talking. He's like, oh, I'm just going to keep muting until it stops, even though it seems to me logic would say, Ted, the last person you muted when the noise stopped, that was who you needed to mute in the first place. And you could have just started asking people. Because actually, the other person that anytime that he said something, you could hear really clearly was Mr. Sumdrunk. I'm trying to say hi to people, no one can hear me. Mr. Sumdrunk's like shouting over his shoulder, "Hey man, someone roll me a joint." So it was lame. I didn't feel like a guest. I felt ignored. Ted was like talking himself hoarse, being really redundant and trite. Like the same story would have the same information in it, like three deep. As if like maybe we didn't understand what he was saying, so he just kept repeating himself. And he's like, I need to get another beer, but he had just drank 2 40s. He's like, I need to get another beer because my throat's sore. I'm like, it's called a glass of water, Ted. Just go get yourself a glass of water. I don't know. It was lame. I thought I was treated rudely, and yeah, what else? Like, there was like trying to get, I can't remember her name. They were trying to get her on there. And that was the other thing. Anytime like Congasm said, her boyfriend's turned off the internet. She's trying to log in under a different name because Ted had booted her, which boots and blocks you the last time she was on there. But now it was really important to have her on. And he kept asking other people to leave so she could have the opportunity to hop on. And then she showed up, and she was just hammered drunk outside on her phone, running down the street yelling, I'm running, I'm running. And it's like, you hear her perfectly too. Like, so, like, there was some sort of weird priority on speech that I could not figure out and did not appreciate. Yeah, especially muting me, man. Mute you. Mute me. Jeez, that was rude.